Hey everybody, it's pickup time. Miketendo here. I don't remember what number we have for what did Miketendo get episodes. I don't know, like 19, 20. I don't know. So here we go. This is a bunch of pickups for random stuff that I've picked up. I've picked up a lot of stuff in the past couple months. A lot of it I had to end up selling just due to multiple financial reasons. But this is the stuff that was left over that I didn't want to part with. So here goes. So this is a really, really beat up box for Contra 3: The Alien Wars. And when I say this thing is beat up, it's beat up. It's got no tabs here, as you can see. This tab is ripped. So it breaks my heart when I see stuff like this, because it's clear that whoever had this, I got this definitely secondhand. One of the collectors that was at this thing that we go to every couple months or every month, they have this thing called Congo at Retro Games Plus. And it's basically just like a trade-up thing or sell stuff, you know, like to meet up with a bunch of people that you see all the time, you know, your friends online and stuff, and meet up with them. And you won't believe how many people had no idea that I live in Connecticut. Somebody recently was at one of these shows, the one that I got this box at, and it was so funny, he stopped like dead in his tracks, and he was like, "I know you," and I'm like, "Do you?" He's like, "Wait a minute, don't you do that show?" I was like, "Yeah, that thing with that dude," and he's like, "Oh, dude, you haven't played this game." I'm like, "Yep, that's me." And there's the cap. So, Zelda, what did you get for games? Tell them what you got. Tell them what you got. Did you get any games? No? Okay. She didn't get any games. So, yeah, it was just really funny that he was able to. He was like, "Dude, this guy, I can't believe this guy lives in Connecticut." He's like telling all his friends. I'm like, "Yeah, I've mentioned a couple times that I go to Retro Games Plus all the time." And that, you know, I'm friends with one of the managers, Russ, and the owner, Chris, and stuff. So, this box I got for $3. Really, it was and it wasn't worth it. It is worth it in the sense that it's a great placeholder for when I get a really good condition box. And, you know, I know that this sort of thing doesn't come around often. It needs one of those like filler things, which I haven't picked up. Cat, are you just gonna wave your tail in front of the camera? I don't know. So yeah, as you can see, it doesn't have anything inside of it. So I have my cart here that I've had for years, and I'm just kind of like putting it in there. So, and hoping for the best. So it's been pretty stationary. Eventually I'll get like one of those, you know, placeholder, the white boxes that you put inside, and maybe that'll make it feel a little bit sturdier. But right now, you know, and I know you can buy those on eBay for cheap, so I'm not that worried about it. But yeah, so I got that for $3. Like I said, the game I've had. Going with boxes for 16-bit systems, I picked up an empty box for $19. Castlevania Bloodlines. This is the original box. You could tell because it has the Konami inside the box, which I would imagine that if you were going to repro that, that'd be really difficult to do, because it's not screen printed on. It's like etched. Like there's like, you can feel it. It's like bumpy. Speaking of Genesis, next game is Steel Empire. Now this I actually got a really good deal for at Retro Games Plus in Westport. It comes equipped with the manual. The manual's in excellent shape. Actually, the whole thing is in really good shape. I played this game last night. Really fun. I actually got really far on my first try, believe it or not. I got to like stage 4 or 5, just in casually playing, not really trying that hard. It's a lot of fun, really good music. So Steel Empire, great game. I got this for, I think it was about $14, and since then the price has climbed quite a bit. I got it at the time for less than it was worth. So I think it was worth about $30 at the time when I looked it up online, and they were selling it for $15. So oops, they probably put the loose price on there accidentally. Still, great deal. Here's a copy of Clockwork Knight 2 Complete. Now I had the first one, and I'm really glad I had the opportunity to pick up the second one. This is in mint condition. Really, really good condition. The disc itself, not really that, like, not the best. Like, it may just need a slight buffer, but it's not like crazy scratched or anything like that. Manual's in great shape, the back, the box, everything. There's no cracks, no dings, dents, anything. So this I ended up picking up for $8, which is a great price for this. And it's complete, it's awesome, it's a great game too, so awesome. Next game is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I actually didn't own this. I've always played the Punch-Out version, like without Mike Tyson, and I've played this version on emulators, never actually owned it. So I actually ended up getting this for about $7, and pretty okay deal. You know, little, pretty much about retail, if I recall, but it was definitely worth it. It was a good, nice little pickup, nice little addition to my collection, basically to fight Mike Tyson, because I already had Punch-Out, so oh well. Alright, this was a trade with somebody at Congo. I can't remember what it was that I traded, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was like a promo thing for like Phoenix Wright or something like that. This is a Famicom cart for Mario, for the very first Mario. I don't know why I grabbed this. It was just one of those like, this is so dopey, I may as well get it. So we had it, and I was so broke, I didn't have any money. Financially, things have been kind of rough, so I haven't really been buying a lot of games lately. Most of the games I have been buying are downloadable, or you know, I'm saving up most of the money. I mean, I bought Hyrule Warriors and one of the other games that I'm about to show, but other than that, I haven't really bought anything in the past 2 months just because I've been so broke. So most of these pickups are from August and early to mid-September, so just so you guys know. This was a great find, Pirates of Dark Water. This is climbing in value. This is a Super Nintendo version. It's a game produced, it's a beat 'em up produced by Sunsoft. One of these days I'll probably review it. It's a fun little beat 'em up. Although it's really kind of missing that classic NES Sunsoft music. I don't know what happened to Sunsoft after the 8-bit era musically. I mean, some of their titles that they came out with had pretty good music, but for the most part, it was kind of lacking. I don't know. Anyways, Pirates of Dark Water I got for, was it 20? I think it was 20. Yeah, it was 20. So yeah, we got that, you know, 20 plus tax or whatever. So really good deal on that game. And this was a great find. So I'm gonna go ahead and show this to you with the sticker on it. This is Cave Story 3DS for $27.95. Now here's the thing. Actually, I'm finally gonna take this sticker off because I kept it on there just so I can show you guys the sticker. So originally this game was priced retail at Retro Games Plus. I don't know why they did that, because it wasn't complete. It was missing, it has the hologram cover. By the way, this is the rarest 3DS game currently. It's out of print, very hard to find, and especially complete. I, unfortunately, don't have it complete. I have the receipt that landed on the cat's head. Alright, Zelda. So, that's receipt. It's got the little manual, the little booklet thing, but it doesn't have the actual manual for the game. And the game, of course, is inside. So, originally they had this priced at about 50, 60 bucks, something like that. And I passed on it. Because I said, no manual, not worth it. For $27.95, I couldn't beat that price. I had to get it. It was a smart buy, because really, the manual I could pick up at any point in time. Even if I have to pay an extra 10 bucks for it or something like that, it'll be worth it down the road to have as a collector's item. And even if I don't, I may just honestly resell it. I don't know. I mean, I haven't actually sat down and played it yet. I'm sure I'll get to it at some point. Right now I'm going through Link Between Worlds and Virtual Console Shantae, and I'm trying to get through those, as well as that Azure Striker game. Those are the 3 games that I'm currently playing on my 3DS, and of course, Tomodachi Life. Now this game I've been wanting for a really long time, and it's always been so crazy expensive. So, unfortunately, I went ahead and peeled all the stickers off. But GameStop right now is selling a bunch of games from the Xbox 360 for games that came out, you know, late in the Xbox's life cycle. So Yaiba is one of the games, Ninja Gaiden Z. So I wanted to get this when it came out, but I read all the reviews, and I just keep dropping receipts on my cat's head. I'm sorry, Zelda. So, Luckily, this comes with the pre-order comic book, which is awesome. And it comes with the manual. I can peel it off. Here, manual. Even comes with some game downloads for Dead or Alive Ultimate, which, I don't know, I'll probably just sell those or get rid of that. Because I refuse to play Dead or Alive Ultimate because it's just it's like Tecmo's Capcom with this, as far as that goes. But anyway, so it comes with the soundtrack as well. So this is pretty much the first edition of the game that I got as if I pre-ordered it, which is really cool because I only paid $8 for this, which is awesome. It's funny though when you still has a pre-order sticker. So when you actually when I was looking at the price tags, I was peeling back the layers of price tags. There are about 7 layers, and the game went down from full retail, which was like $54 or $55, whatever the case may be, down to $45, and then $35, and then $30, and then $25, and then $20, and $19, and then $17, and then $12, and $9, and finally $8. So, I mean, you had like all these crazy layers, and I was like, man, like you really see the path that the game goes through when you have that many stickers. You could see either how unpopular the game is or how the game just didn't sell, and like how long it actually sat on a shelf with that many stickers on it. It's pretty mind-boggling. Picked up a copy of The Bouncer for PS2. I don't really know that much about this game other than the fact that it was a launch title by Square, and it's a beat 'em up. That's as much as I honestly know. It's in good condition. Picked it up for about $4 or $5, something like that. I don't know. It was a good deal. I figured, why not? Let me go for it. This one I wanted to check out for a while. This is Ephemeral Fantasia, and I always thought this was a music-based game because it had this dude playing the guitar on the front. It looks really cool. Looks like a fun little RPG, and like I said, I don't know much about it. It's got multiple endings. It's got 10 characters. It's made by Konami, or at least published by Konami, and it's rated teen. So, you know, I'm not a big fan of RPGs where you play as little kids. I'm okay with teenagers and higher, but I figured that I would check this out. So here's a copy of Bayonetta 2. This is a launch copy. Nothing special about it. Comes with Bayonetta already in there, as well as Bayonetta 2, which is really cool. Was pretty disappointed in the lack of manual. I mean, come on. What is this, Nintendo? Nintendo's always been famous for including manuals, and for them to not include manuals, it's kind of disappointing, I'll be honest. But still doesn't stop me from picking it up full retail, and I haven't sat down and played it. I have played the demo, I loved it, and I'm really looking forward to playing through Bayonetta 1 and then Bayonetta 2. I just have to finish Hyrule Warriors and Resident Evil Revelations first, then maybe start that, and I know I'm not going to beat it before Smash Brothers comes out, but I'm going to try. Alright, now this one I'm going to show off. It's not complete, but there's only one item that I actually paid for out of this set, and I'll explain each piece. So here is The Legend of Zelda in all its fantastic glory. This is in relatively good shape. There's a couple small nicks on the side here, a slight dent in the case right there. Otherwise, it's in pretty good shape. The box isn't it's not bent or banged up or anything like that. It's if I was to quote it, I'd probably say it's a 7 out of 10 for quality. So, you're probably thinking, what's so special about that? Here is a placeholder copy of The Legend of Zelda. This copy is all screwed up. I'll tell you the story about how I acquired this. First off, I got this for free. Okay? The game itself. Here's what happened. I was in the game store at Retro Games Plus, and the manager, Russ, was there, and we were chit-chatting, and I was like, oh, you got that copy of Zelda, what's up with that? He's like, oh, you gotta see this. So he puts it in. We start playing it, or whatever. Graphically, it is all screwed up, but it's really funny, because everything still works, all the sound effects work and everything, and you get pretty far in the game. I got up to like, I think Dungeon 2 before it started to kind of wig out on me to the point where I couldn't play it anymore. I'm curious as to how far I can get. And so this is going to be like a Let's Play or like a play thing where maybe like a Booze and Bits, if you guys remember the Booze and Bits series that I did for a short time, where I basically sit down with a bunch of friends and just goof off. So I'm thinking about doing that with this. So nothing that crazy about this other than the fact that it's pretty weird. Now, here is the original manual that I had as a kid. And this is one of the few relics of Nintendo age stuff that I have, and it's really special to me. Here's the thing, it's in awful shape. I was such a stupid kid, and nobody knew what the worth of this type of stuff was. But here's the thing, I've got like gum in the pages that I put there as a placeholder, and why would I do that? I had like gum that I would like leave, and then I would take it out, after, whatever, and then put it back in my mouth and chew it. And I wouldn't like leave it there for like hours on hours. It was more like hey, I need to put this down for a second. So I would just use the pages of this manual. So there's like gum all over it. What's really cool though, and this is how old school I am, is I'll show you this in just a second. There's check marks and X's for when I would defeat an enemy. So if there was a check mark, that means I encountered it, and if it was an X, that means I couldn't beat the enemy, which is really cool. So it's kind of cool to see your own handwriting in a manual and be like, I remember that. And so it's one of those things where even though this is in like awful condition, I would never ever get rid of it, because there's too many memories involved with this that it's just too priceless, that it's not something you part with. Like, you learn that lesson. Part of the reason why we do this and why we recollect all this stuff is to recapture those moments. And for me to have something like that from my actual childhood is really cool. And like, I talked to a lot of friends and they're like, oh, yeah, I still have all my games from when I was a kid and stuff like that, because they never got rid of anything. And that's really cool. Like, I really respect that. And like, I had too many things come up, and when I was a kid, like, I would just get rid of boxes. Like, I mean, when you're a kid, it's like all the older generations who had like Mickey Mantle baseball cards, and they used them as things in their wheels, in their bikes, in the spokes of the bikes and stuff like that. So this is always something that I will treasure. The box, by the way, was the only thing that I actually paid for, and I paid $10 for the actual box itself. Alright, second to last thing. This is pretty cool. This is a Star Fox bobblehead. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, this is in pretty good shape. It's in pretty good condition. It's a little dusty, but it's in good shape. This was a GameStop exclusive. I picked it up from a collector at Retro Games Plus at Congo for, I think, $12. Gave me a good deal on it, so it's cool. Here's the last thing I got, and actually this thing I got for free, technically. An empty Sega Genesis box. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is actually empty, meaning there's not even a cardboard insert in it, unfortunately. So it's more for show or until I get a better condition one. It's got stickers all up inside the box. It's pretty beat up, in all honesty. I mean, even if I put a Genesis in here, it's taped up so it would last, but I would want to definitely have a cardboard insert in something like this. The box is in pretty good shape as far as the back and the colors and everything. Everything looks really good. One thing I love about this box, my peeps from New England. I don't know if this was a nationwide chain, but if you can see that. Caldor. And the best part is that there's two stickers over it. So there's one sticker, and I won't remove these because I don't know, But this one sold for $129.99. I got the box for free. So really cool. I don't actually own any Sega boxes other than a Dreamcast box, so it was nice to kind of add this to my collection. Right now it's kind of like just sitting on a podium or a speaker, actually, that's not in use. So it's just kind of like a, hey, I have this sort of thing. So one of these days I'll actually put up more of my boxes when I can. Cat hair. So that's gonna do it as far as this episode of What Did Miketendo Get? Again, stay tuned to the channel. I'll have a game room tour up hopefully soon. I'll have a Smash Brothers Samus video, a little moral discussion later this month. More episodes of Pixel Tunes Radio. We're doing an episode, we're recording it next week. Yeah, no, this coming Sunday, I believe. At some point, if you guys are following me on Twitter, you know that I said that I haven't really taken a break from Dude, You Haven't Played This Game. I've put out one episode minimum consistently for the past 3 years, and the editing has gotten very long, and I kind of got a little burnt out this past month. So I'm taking like a week or two off just to kind of gather my soul back up and put the pieces together. Stay tuned to the channel. Thanks so much for subscribing and checking out the videos. And again, tell me what you think is the best item out of the stuff that I got. And again, yo, Zelda manual or Zelda map. Hook me up, people. Take care.